I have the story to tell you about how I went from back in 2016, a girl who had a desperate need and desire to travel around the world and have a job somehow to see more of the world, to taking the leap, being a digital nomad, booking a one-way ticket to Thailand, to operating a multiple six-figure business overseas, to now quitting all of that and giving up the digital nomad life completely. I'll walk you through it. And if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, freelancer, coach who's interested in the digital nomad lifestyle, type nomad in the comments and let's start this discussion. I was for years a pure 100% make money online, digital, work from anywhere, remote, work from home job nomad. Okay, I did that for 4 years. I crossed it all off the list. I even did an extended stay in Medellin, Colombia for the entire pandemic. And so throughout my career as a nomad, I've traveled to how many countries? Like 6-7 different countries, well over 15 different cities within those countries. And I have quite a story to share as far as the expectation versus the true reality of what's going on. And I'll take you through it. And I think, let me just go back to what sparked it all. Back in 2016, which seems like so long ago, I was still a civil engineer. I took a family trip to Europe. It was glorious. It was my first time in Europe, in my mid-20s. I was like, wow, there's a whole new world. And that's where I got the travel bug. I was still, working 9 to 5 in my government job. And I'm like, I need to travel. I don't care. I just need, money to be able to travel to do it. But I was just like, how can I travel and make at least the same income as I was as an engineer? That's all I wanted. Make me, or if I could have a job that pays me $3,000 a month, but I could travel anywhere, perfect. That's what I want to do. I just had this extreme desire. And I even looked at going into the corps or the Army Corps or whatever. Not the corps, that's the wrong way to say it. But I looked into ways to travel with my government job. I was like, hey, send me to Pakistan. Send me to a dangerous area. I don't care. I'll go anywhere. Anyway, I became an entrepreneur. Long story short, I'm like, I heard it was $200 a month to rent an apartment in Thailand. I'm like, why am I still here? Booked a one-way ticket to Thailand. And what I would say is that it was a crazy awakening once I got to Thailand. I was like, oh crap, I just downsized a huge house in Phoenix, Arizona from 3-bedroom, 2-bath to 1 suitcase. 3-bedroom house to 1 suitcase. I was not playing around, okay? And I would say it was beautiful, amazing, and all of this, but I would say being a digital nomad has its honeymoon phase, as I call it. You're out, you're in these beautiful, glorious waters, and you're seeing the way people live outside of your country. You're able to work remotely, but then you quickly realize that there's tons of problems. I mean, first, I would say is the internet. You go somewhere else, you just don't know what the internet is going to be like, okay? It can range from, 0 to 5 megas, literally 0, to you just don't know what. And so it's you have to pre-plan well in order to make sure you're going to have a stable internet, because that is not guaranteed, okay? The other thing is culturally, it's shocking. What you're used to in your country is not what you should expect somewhere else. I mean, you don't expect respect on the road. You can expect more dangerous driving conditions. You can expect to not have the luxury of having your own car. If you do rent a car, do you have an international driver's license? Do you know how to drive abroad? Typically, Ubers, taxis are safer, but then again, it's it's their country, not yours. So if something happens, you get in trouble, you get into an accident, good luck. Which reminds me, you definitely should have travel insurance. This is going to cover you for health. You have to do this. I mean, I hate to use this as an example, but I have a friend who got in a really bad moto accident in Thailand, and he was in the hospital for 6 months, in the hospital. It was very scary, and so glad he's alive. But what I'm saying is, like, you don't think of all these things when you are wanting to travel and explore the world and blah, blah, blah. And so there is a honeymoon phase for me when it was 2018. All 2018 I traveled. Continued that into 2019. I'm like, just go, 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 explore as much as possible. But there came a point in 2019 where I'm just like, I don't think I want this anymore. It was exhausting. I mean, my then boyfriend, now husband, we traveled all of 2019 to everywhere in South America, Mexico, Guatemala, Dominican Republic. And by mid-year, I was just like so done. I'm like, I was craving like home. I missed home. I missed food. I missed American things. I was tired of having to pack up my bags every 4 to 6 weeks and go somewhere else and unpack and find a new gym and find a new routine. I think I'm a big planner, but more importantly, I love routine. I thrive on routine. I don't mind change. I love change, and I love the unknown. I can navigate the unknown really well, but it's just the routine for me is super important, and that's what kept getting interrupted. And so that's the reality, is like, hey, if you want to be a digital nomad, you got to do good research first on the weather, the economy, safety, internet connection, cost of living, specific things in the culture that you need to be aware of. That's what I would say is the super most important. But then again, it's like the whole business part, okay? If you have clients, you probably couldn't live in Thailand for a long time, because if your clients are US based, you're going to be up at like 3-4 in the morning talking to them. And so this has to be planned out really, really well. And my advice would be digital nomad slow. Pick one location where you want to live for 3 months, get to know that place, and have that be a home base, you know? So what I mean is, like, for example, next year we want to go to Barcelona. So now we have a family. We have my baby boy. We've dipped our toe in the water of being nomads again. I would say now I would classify as a hybrid nomad. We have a home base in the United States, but we also take extended travels where we can travel, live life at a slow pace, and work and get to know the culture. And so our first trip when we did that, I'll leave the link to a complete video up here about how we, did the digital nomad with a family now, right? You can be one with a family. And it was very, very carefully planned. Of course, it was much different having a child this time around. So activities were kind of limited, instead of like, as opposed to like us being single or just a couple with no kids. So that was different, but it was extremely fun, and it was fun to see the perspective from his eyes. But I would say, like, definitely now when we travel, our long-term vision is to have a home base here in the United States, and take 2 trips, at least maybe 3 per year, where we stay somewhere for 2 to 3 months at a time. We're in no rush. We have no plans. We can get to know the culture and do mini trips while we're there. And so while we were in Medellin, Colombia, we're very familiar with Colombia. I mean, my husband is Colombian. I lived there for 3 years. And that was kind of home base as we traveled in South America and Mexico. But I would say, yeah, there's definitely problems as far that you'll run into. And that's okay. Travel is worth it. But one big thing is, for me, is products and the non-availability of products that you're used to. Like, this is so random, but I could not find mousse for my hair anywhere outside the US. Like, they just don't sell mousse. And just simple things that you probably take for granted. Like, we have Amazon Prime here. Things arrive within a day, 2 days sometimes. It's just not the same overseas. And so also just be prepared in your business and in your remote work to have things go wrong. Airbnbs, things aren't always and definitely don't go as planned. Sometimes you arrive at a place and it is dirty and it's like, okay, or sometimes you get sick or whatever. And so you got to make sure you have these things logistically planned out. So I would say, like, that's the true reality of being a digital nomad. It gives you freedom. It's a privilege, but also there are some harsh realities behind it. And so definitely do your research. That's all the biggest thing I can say. And for those of you business owner nomads out there that also have a YouTube channel, definitely check out my Subscribers to Sales Blueprint, because the last thing you want to be doing is operating a channel on YouTube that takes a ton of your time. If you have a very busy lifestyle and you're the marketer, you're a business owner, definitely download it, because you want to be operating your channel in 2 to 3 hours per week. That's it, so that you have time to focus on your schedule and other things. And I would say definitely check out that link and grab it. Let me know in the comments what specific travel questions you have. And I'll give you a snapshot of how we plan to do next year, right? We plan to go to Spain. And in Spain, our thought process is to have a hub in Barcelona. And in that hub, like maybe we're there for 2 months or so, we can do little mini trips on the weekends to different places in Europe and operate everything with our business the same exact way. So that's how my mindset is with digital nomading. I'm so honored to be able to do it, but I would just say after a while, I craved a home base. Really, I craved a place where I could have a YouTube studio and not have to change my YouTube studio every 4 to 6 weeks. So I hope this insight was definitely helpful for you. If you like this video, check out the video that's coming up next. It's a little bit different topic, but all about digital products. And is it really possible? Is it realistic to make easy passive income with digital products? This video is right here coming up next, and I will see you on that video. I went through about 15, no, wait, I'm lying. I don't have time for that. I went through about 4 videos all about making